You don't remember the first time you realized no one was coming. There wasn't a moment. There was just a slow knowing, something that settled into your body before you had words for it. You were young, maybe 6, maybe younger, and somewhere between scraped knees and bad dreams and the kind of fear that fills a child's chest at 2 a.m., you learned something that never left you. If you fall alone. No one taught you this. No one sat you down and explained it to you. You knew, the way children know things they shouldn't have to know yet. You stopped calling out in the dark, you stopped reaching, and everyone thought you were brave. They called it independence. They called it maturity. She's so self-sufficient, they said. He never asks for anything. And you smiled. Because what else do you do when people praise you for the thing that's quietly breaking you? You learned to carry your own weight before your arms were strong enough to support it. You learned to talk yourself down from panic, to hold your own hand through the hard nights, to be both the child who was scared and the adult who said it would be okay. You became your own. Everything, parent, comfort, safety net. You became everything to yourself because there was no one else, and after a while you stopped noticing how heavy that was. You were 8 or maybe 9, and you remember the exact moment, even if you've never told anyone. Something happened. Maybe you failed a test, maybe someone was mean, maybe you just felt that nameless heaviness children aren't supposed to feel. You went home, and your parent was there. But they weren't there. They were tired or distracted or carrying something of their own that pressed into the walls of the house. You stood in the doorway, you almost said something, you opened your mouth and then you didn't. You went to your room, you closed the door quietly, you handled it yourself, and after that you just stopped, not deciding to stop, just stopping, the way you stop reaching for a door that's never open. Now you're grown, and the pattern lives in your bones. Someone asks if you're okay, and your mouth says, "I'm fine," before you've even checked. It just happens. Someone offers to help, and something in your chest tightens, not gratitude, something closer to alarm. You've forgotten how to receive, or maybe you never learned. You watch other people lean on their partners, call their mothers crying, fall apart in front of friends, and get held. And you wonder what that's like, to trust that someone will catch you, to believe, actually believe, that you're allowed to need things. That need won't make you don't finish the thought. You never do. In relationships, you're the strong one. Always, you hold space for other people's pain like you were built for it. You listen, you absorb, you give until you're hollow and somehow keep giving. But when someone looks at you and says, "What do you need?" your mind goes blank, not because you don't have needs, because you buried them so long ago, you forgot where the grave is. Here's what no one sees, the loneliness, not the kind that comes from being alone, the kind that comes from being surrounded by people who think they know you. They see someone capable, someone who has it together, someone who doesn't need, and you let them believe it, because the alternative means saying it out loud. Saying it out loud would mean admitting, "I've been holding myself in since I was 8 years old. I don't know how to stop. I don't know how to let you in without feeling like everything will." So you perform. Strength, stability, whatever they need to see. Your shoulders carry something that has no name. And late at night when everyone's asleep, you sit with the weight of it. Alone, the way you've always been alone. Even in rooms full of people who love you. Sometimes the armor slips, you're tired or sick, or something cracks open that you can't close fast enough. And in that moment, you want something so badly it scares you. You want someone to see through it. To sit beside you without you having to explain. To say, "You don't have to hold this anymore. You never had to." You've imagined it more times than you'd admit. What it would feel like to collapse into someone, to be caught, to hear them say the thing you needed to hear when you were 8 and standing in that doorway. But then your chest tightens again. You remember you don't know how to let that happen. You've been your own backup for so long. that trusting someone else feels like falling, and you've never trusted anyone to catch you. What should have been a child who could fall apart, a child who could cry and be held and told it would be okay, not by themselves but by someone bigger, someone safe, someone whose job it was to carry the weight so the child didn't have to. That child should have existed. You should have been allowed to be small, to not know, to be scared without also having to be the one who fixes the fear. But somewhere along the way, that got taken, or it was never given, and in its place grew something else, something that looks like strength from the outside. People tell you they admire how put together you are, how calm, how capable. They don't see the nights. They don't see you at 14, talking yourself through panic in a locked bathroom because there was no one to call. They don't see you at 22, holding your own hand through grief because you didn't know who else would show up. They don't see you learning over and over that the only arms available were your own. They see the result, they call it strength, and you let them. Because explaining would mean you just let them. You're still holding your breath, still carrying the weight. Some part of you is still standing in that doorway, 8 years old, quiet, not asking for anything. Just in case.